I just passed a community center, I guess, where they got basketball court and stuff, and it says safe place. I don't even know what that means, but I ain't found no safe place in this place. I ain't found no safe place. They showed a video of people swimming in the ocean, sharks all over the place, you know. You walk out in them woods, you got snakes, you got bears, you got... There ain't no safe place. It's almost like God has forced us into cities, you know. And they want to take away your guns? What's that about? There ain't no safe place. And when you deal with people, I don't care if it's bankers, I don't care if it's Home Depot, I don't care if it's Lowe's, they all tend to want to cheat you. They want to cheat. I get free wood, not free wood, but 70% off wood at Home Depot, so I'm not complaining about them too much. But, safe place. There ain't no safe place down here. The only safe place is in Jesus. You tell that to a lost person and they say, what are you talking about? The only safe place is in Jesus. Period. To change out this hot water heater is about $500. Another, to change out a transmission, about $4,000. To remodel a room with free stuff is about $200 with free stuff. To put a roof on the house yourself, $1,500 just doing it yourself. A decent sized house, $1,500 just to do it yourself. Not counting your labor and not counting your extra materials like screws and nuts and bolts and plywood and 2x4s. Just for the and I'm not talking about fancy roof, I'm talking about roll roofing. I promise you people, they're doing this on purpose. They're trying to push you to the end of yourself. And a lot of times, God uses the weak things of the world to confound the wise. So a lot of times, the people who get saved were the people who were not expected to make it around a bunch of wolves and sharks. A lot of people that get saved weren't expected to make it around a bunch of wolves and sharks. So when you do get saved, God starts just like Israel. When Israel left Egypt, you know, He had to teach them how to build. He had to teach them how to fight. With one hand they were building, with one hand they had a sword. Had to teach them how to worship, had to teach them. And that's what God has done with most born again people. They got called out of the Babylon, the world, the flesh, pro-life. And God has to teach you how to fight. He has to give you supernatural knowledge. I mean, really, I've decoded the language and decoded the alphabet and decoded the cognates. And I see spiritual truth behind every word. And so, and I was raised, I was the only person to make it through. I struggled, that's before I got saved. I struggled to get through college, but I was the first person to go. And then after college, I got saved. And I learned more after college than I after I got saved. My point is, God uses the weak things of the world and the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. I've seen some dumb Christians, but I've seen them grow and they become wise. I've seen some that say, it's faith in Jesus. Faith in Jesus. And that's all they knew. And then God started working on them. They started to see through this thing. And they started to grow. And when you start to get by yourself and isolate yourself a little bit, separate, the Holy Spirit can teach you. Speaking of that, somebody sent me a message saying that they had a dream and then something. What was it I wanted to share? Oh, if you start writing down every time you feel like God spoke to you in your inner man, you start writing it down as a habit, and then it'll start happening more and more. God is always speaking. God is always speaking. You just got to cut the noise off. The noise is trying to distract you from hearing God. The fact that I'm having something break down every week, I'm going to match this. I'm matching this. The fact that I have something breaking down every week, God is speaking. And I'm going through a test, a trial, a test, to see if I really have the unction or the gumption to do this, or the willpower to get up every morning at 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock and get it done before 8, try to get stuff done before 8. I don't even know what time it is now, but I got up probably about 6, and then I saw the leak and it was like, come on, something else, because it pulled me off of doing some roof stuff. I got to do the roof stuff next weekend, it looks like, because I can't do it this weekend or next week. It just never ends, I'm telling you. And it's not a matter of maybe I'll do it. No, I have to do this stuff. It's not a maybe, it's an absolute. The stuff that I'm doing, it's an absolute. It's not an if or. It's a must. It's a must and shall be, Blood, sweat, and tears, and there's a lot of cut, and you get cut. There's a lot of blood sometimes because you're gonna get cut doing everything under the sun.